Hey y'all, welcome to High Tides and Hot Truths. My name's Natalie, and this is a space where we're going to dive into those deep, real, and often uncomfortable conversations that people don't necessarily want to have. I figured for the first video, it would be a cool idea to tell you a little bit about myself, who I am, why I started this channel, what you can expect if you stick around. So if that sounds interesting to you, grab your comfort item, get comfy, and let's dive into things. So who am I? My name's Natalie, I'm 29, and although I was born in Greensboro, North Carolina, I grew up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for pretty much my entire life, which means I was raised in the Bible Belt, and that definitely shaped a lot of who I am and why I am the way I am. I didn't even come out as bi until I was 22, and I didn't fully come out as a lesbian until last year when I was 28. And growing up in the Bible Belt has a lot to do with that. And it gave me a lot to think about when it comes to life, religion, and my identity. But we can get into those stories in a future date. I'm also someone who's dealt with a fair share of struggles when it comes to their mental health, from anxiety, depression, ADHD, OCD, all those different kind of things. They're things we should be able to talk about more openly and freely without there being such a negative stigma to it. And I want this to be a place where we can do that. Especially because myself, I was misdiagnosed and improperly medicated for a couple years, and it really did affect my life. And I felt like I had nobody to turn to, and I kept screaming for help, and nobody was helping. So I can understand how lonely it can feel being in those situations. And I want to be a voice for those that don't feel as if they can speak up and have a voice for themselves. I know how hard it can be to feel like you're alone in what you're going through, so I want this to be a place where we can talk about those things and be real about those things, and people can realize that they're not alone. Outside of all that deep stuff, I love basic everyday things like hanging out with my amazing girlfriend, my dog, my friends. I have a job I love with coworkers that are great, and I'm very blessed with an amazing family. Now, there's definitely a lot of stuff that we don't see eye to eye on, so we have to have boundaries about what kind of conversations we can have. But regardless, I love them tremendously and I'm very grateful for them. Plus, if you like oversharing, then you're probably going to vibe pretty well with me, so I hope you stick around. But if I'm being completely honest with y'all, there's another reason that I finally bit the bullet and started this channel. Recently, I went to the audiologist because I've known for years that my hearing was getting bad, but I finally bit the bullet and decided to take advantage of my health insurance while I still have it, just in case anything happens. And I unfortunately found out that my hearing is not anywhere near where it should be, but I have the ears they hate to see coming because I don't have typical hearing loss that comes with time. I have genetic hearing loss, which means that my hearing loss is low frequency. So over-the-counter hearing aids don't work because what those do is they are meant to catch high frequency, which is what most people start to lose, and it raises that. Therefore, it would just amplify my problem because I can't hear low frequency. I can hear high frequency fine. It would just make what I can hear already louder and not really do much to what I can't hear already. So over-the-counter hearing aids are not an option for me because they would just amplify my problem. The thing with insurance hearing aids is the pair that was recommended to me with insurance is $3,600. The step under that is $2,300. And that one would work, but wouldn't have all the necessary equipment to help have different modes and stuff, she was saying, so that when I go to work I can put them in one mode, and when I'm outside I can put them in another mode and all that jazz. It helps with the different noise around me. I'm not an audiologist, I can't explain it, but she did a great job explaining it and I love that. But the thing is, they're expensive, and that's with my insurance, and the financing plan is ridiculous. It's almost 30% interest, and the hearing aids are already astronomically expensive. To put 38% interest on that is insane. So, my personal goal with this channel is not only to bring light to uncomfortable conversations that need to be had, but also I would ideally like to make enough in revenue to not only pay for my hearing aids outright, but maybe on top of that, help pay for some vet bills that are left from a dog that I unfortunately lost back in November. So I do have a financial motive to setting up this channel, and it did give me the push to do what I've wanted to do for a long time, but I would feel shady and dishonest if I didn't disclose that that is a big reason that I started this channel. And it's not the sole purpose. This is something that those around me can tell you. It's something that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, but it makes me uncomfortable to put myself in this vulnerable of a situation. And honestly, hearing for the first time the way my ears actually should work, and then having that taken away from me because it was just a consultation and then told that I can't afford it, kind of lit a fire in me, and it made me more eager to bring light to things that need to be said, to try to bring uncomfortable conversations and real life problems to those in a way that's real, that's raw. And yeah, so I know that's a lot to share, but honestly, that's kind of the point of High Tides and Hot Topics. I want to be real about life, whether it's heavy day-to-day stuff or politics or mental health struggles. I want this to be a place where we feel like we don't have to hide what we're going through, because life is so difficult for everyone. And having other people that understand what you're going through really makes a big difference. So, yeah. So one of my personal goals with this channel is to be able to save up money to buy my hearing aids outright, because I already don't enjoy being in any kind of debt, but the last thing I want to be is in debt over being able to properly hear. And then on top of that, hopefully potentially pay off a few vet bills for my four-legged friend that I lost in November, because once again, I don't want to be in debt. And I think that's a goal for a lot of us. And if I can make enough to pay off my hearing aids, my vet bills, yet also be able to bring light to conversations that need to be had more, that's pretty good for me. I'm pretty happy with that. I know it's a lot to share, and I know we're going to get down and personal, but that's the entire point behind this channel and High Tides and Hot Truths. I want to be real about life. I want to be able to discuss the things that people don't like talking about. And we're going to cover a lot of different topics, from religious abuse to finding my sexuality and growing up in the church in a very conservative place as a queer woman, to everyday life struggles of bills and all that kind of jazz. But the thing is, I want to hear from y'all too. Because one thing that I have learned over the past year is that by talking to those around me about the uncomfortable stuff going on in my life, I've learned that a lot of people around me have gone through similar experiences, and being able to hear what they did to get themselves out of what we might have, similar going through, whether it's debt or other personal stuff, hearing their experiences has really helped me shape my life and my views on things. And I think it's something that, with technology being the way it is, hopefully we can do more and make things not so black and white in life, because there's a lot of gray area, and social media can warp a lot of things. And I just want to kind of get back to being raw, real, and unfiltered. So yeah, if you want to stick around for updates on my hearing journey, I think that'd be fun. I'll try to do that. I don't really have anything right now. But yes, please comment and let me know if there's anything specific that you want me to talk about, anything that might be uncomfortable for you to bring up, but it's something you want to see a conversation had about, because that's what this is for. So Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If any of this resonates with you, or if you're just curious to see where this journey goes, please hit subscribe. I'm a baby YouTuber. This is my first video, so please like this video, comment below. Yeah. Normally I would be like, don't perceive me, but I guess share this and stuff, because as much as I don't like to be perceived, I do want to see this do well. So thanks for watching. I'm excited to get started on this. I hope that you stick around with me for the journey. And I lost the last part of my video where I was saying goodbye. What would you expect? Not much, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.